Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 7th. We're just going to jump right in here, Gemini. You have this workaholic card. It says, having strong work ethic and giving 110% all the time. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You have this leadership card. It says you're stepping into a role as a leader. You are ready. Your career will improve once you accept and step into your power. So, for those of you that are trying to improve in your career, I definitely feel that it's time to look for a leadership opportunity. I mean, you literally have the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the High Priestess. High Priestess is the card of potential. She actually represents unlimited potential. The whole point of the High Priestess, of course, is intuition, but she has no roof over her head, and it kind of represents the fact that whatever she sets her mind to is, she could accomplish it to the greatest heights, more than she thinks is possible, but she has to explore the mystery. She has to trust her intuition, and she also needs to visualize it as she wants it to go. She has these three stages of the moon on her crown, and it says that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of every situation that she enters into before she enters into it, meaning that she's not using her intuition. She's using, for that part of it, right? Maybe part of it, but for the most part, she is seeing things as she wants them to go in her head. She is imagining or kind of creating her own reality through her visualizations. So I feel that visualizing could be very important, very powerful for you. If you happen to believe in the whole Lionsgate thing, then, it's an excellent time for manifestation right now. So anything you can do to manifest, to practice manifesting or whatever, I think would be a really good idea. You have the Five of Swords here. It could be a separation, but I also do believe that we're in a time of taking risks. The risk that we all could be taking is the risk of exposure. We literally see it in your reading. You have the sun and the star. The sun and the star together can be fame and fortune. But what I would say here is that this is like needing to, you go Five of Swords strength to the star, which is like needing to have the strength to stand out, needing to have the strength to be different, or to say things people might not agree with, or needing to have your own opinions, or whatever the case may be, right? So, like, especially in work or business, being a leader, saying, doing the opposite, doing, not necessarily following the crowd. Those are the things that are going to make you stand out, and that's what I feel is kind of going on here. You have the Two of Swords, seeing that there's a better way, or I really feel it's about you seeing the value in what you have to offer. She's sitting where she's always been, but she has this new island behind her. And, to me, the Two of Swords really says, you got to get to that new island. That new island is something new. It's a place where your ideas maybe can flourish, or where you can get a new job or a new relationship or whatever you're looking for. But she has to take the risk of going across these choppy waters that are behind her, and she has to get to that island. But she might be fearing that she'll be injured on these two rocks. The story of the Two of Swords is that it's low tide. So she can, number one, she can walk over to that new island. But number two, she can see those rocks. So she's not going to get injured. And so I feel for a lot of you, it's time to take the blindfold off. It's time to dig into some sort of mystery, or to, take the lead here on a mystery in your life. I kind of feel a leadership card there. You could be... And, here's the mystery right here, actually, before I try to get it to focus, right? You go strength to the sun. The sun card is your happiness. It's your ultimate happiness. It is, something that brings a lot of joy. It's the best card in the tarot, but, I don't think we just get the sun. I think the sun is something that needs to be nurtured. It's something that needs to, the energy itself is something that needs to be nurtured, and we have to work with the energy of the sun, which is moving towards desires, trusting our, the things that bring us happiness, right? And I feel that's what you need to do, is move towards that. With the Five of Swords, you have the Hermit. Yes, the fear of exposure. I knew it. I literally said this. The Hermit is standing at the top of the mountain. He has the star in his lantern, and I always say that he needs to shine that star. He needs to shine that light bright, but he's holding it in the lantern. You literally go to the star right here. So, this is definitely you taking the risk of, doing something that could make you look like a fool to other people, or taking the risk of doing something that other people don't agree with. And it's like, now is the time to do that. With the Two of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords. Definitely this could be a victory coming in for you. For some of you, this literally could be a leadership position. Normally there's the crown at the top of the Ace of Swords. So you could literally be taking a leadership role in some area of life. With the High Priestess, you have the Three of Pentacles here. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work, so I definitely do feel that working together with other people could be very beneficial for you as well. Next, you have in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this February card. It says, time to celebrate love. Pursue what you love. Literally, the sun is the sun is saying this. You have the not the right time. It says a chaotic situation, challenges and provocation. I feel you need to avoid challenges. We can't avoid all challenges, but if you have like a person in your life, for example, that brings challenges into your life, I feel like you need to avoid that. I kind of feel this not the right time card is more saying it's time to focus on your time. It's time to make sure that you are in control and that people aren't stealing your time or your effort or your energy. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card, and the Six of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune really does say fortunes are turning in your favor. So I feel very simple about this Wheel of Fortune. I don't think there's anything, normally, to me, the Wheel of Fortune is very complex, actually. There's a lot that goes into the Wheel of Fortune, right? But I feel pretty simple for you. I feel like fortunes are turning in your favor. I feel clearly you are moving towards your destiny here. You have the sun and the star, so like literally moving towards things that will make you very happy, or moving towards things that will, bring in joy and happiness. So love it. You have the Strength card here. Strength is about patience, or kind of being patient. So I do feel like some of you need to take time to be patient at this time. I feel some of you also, this could be you needing to, I feel like it's like you have been patient, but there's almost like something about displaying something here is really the words I'm getting. She has her hands, let's put it this way. She has her hands in the lion's mouth, and so she is displaying her own inner strength, basically. That lion is submitting to her. And I always say, like, who in their right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth? And the answer is nobody. So, she's doing something that will get her attention. And so we have a lot of attention here. The sun and the star would be you getting a lot of attention, people paying attention to the work that you're doing, but you have to put the work out there for people to pay attention to it in the first place. And I feel like that is the type of strength that this is talking about. You have the Six of Swords moving across the choppy waters on the Two of Swords. Literally, they're kind of crossing these choppy waters, getting to the other side. But they're having a complete fresh start. And we definitely have a lot of this fresh start energy in the astrology, where we could be cutting things out and having certain fresh starts in our life to move forward to something else. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Four Cups here, letting go of past disappointments. I feel also for you in particular, Gemini, you could be comparing yourself to your old self. I would say if you're entering into any new situations, don't compare new situations to old situations as well. I just get this energy of like, thinking about taking a risk, again, to expose yourself, not literally, Gemini, but, like say something at work or ask for a raise or start a business. It's like that type of exposure. And the sun and the star is like the fears of it, even though those are very good cards. Again, I feel the fear of it here. And the Four Cups says, yeah, maybe you failed in the past, but you're a different person. You're older than you were. You know more than what you used to know, and you have different skills. We literally see that right here with the Nine of Pentacles. We'll talk about that in a minute, but the Nine of Pentacles is a card of skills. So, I feel like you need to realize that you're coming at something from like a different perspective, from a different place. With the Strength card, you have the Death card. I thought you had the Death card twice for some reason, but Death card is a card of transformation, and so clearly something is transforming here. I'm wondering, for some of you, by the way, just a random side note, I feel like some of you could be seeing like a boss get fired or something, or maybe your manager quits or gets fired, and I think that if that happens, but that might only be for some of you, but if that happens, I feel like this leadership card and everything else is like saying, go get that job. Go tell whoever's above that person, like, hey, I want their job, because I feel like you will get it if you're looking for like a management position or something. With the Six of Swords, you have the Seven of Cups here. A lot of dreams, a lot of ideas. Again, we have Neptune and Pisces. My thing with Neptune and Pisces is the fantasy. We have these fantasies about things that we want to create. There's like a certain truth to that. Like if you think you're going to launch a business and make $1 billion, you're probably not. It's probably a fantasy with Neptune and Pisces. But also with Neptune and Pisces, we need to start a business and we need to say, no, I'm going to make $100 billion. And that might sound contradictory, but the thing is with Neptune and Pisces is you want to dream ridiculously big, and then the trick is also you need to get started, because Neptune and Pisces, we get stuck in the fantasy, and then so we just never get started because we're like, oh, I'd rather just live with my head in the clouds and not get started on this big business, or I just rather not. I rather just daydream about this relationship and not actually get started, right? So we need to inflate the fantasy, actually, because it's Les Brown used to say it's better to aim high and miss than it is to aim low and hit. So basically you want to aim big, but you also need to get started, and I kind of feel that's what that's saying, is it's time to get moving. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says you won't always feel alone. You're attracting your soul tribe. Again, you have the Six of Cups, could be attracting a soulmate. You have this card that says to rise, you must let go of fear. Basically, the entire reading on one card right there. So I feel like you need to let go of the fear of being wrong. Let go of the fear of, people calling you out, or let go of the fear of attention, or whatever the case may be. You have the Sun, the Six of Cups, and the Star. I do feel there's just a lot of great energy coming in for you. The Sun is a card of happiness and joy and attention. So I do feel there's a lot of attention coming in for you. This baby here, child, whatever, is holding this banner. And, the banner is meant to look very heavy, but the baby is holding that banner very easily. So the Sun can sometimes represent something that is easy for us to do. The problem with something that's easy for you to do is you probably don't think that it's very special. So again, I think some of you have a skill, Nine of Pentacles, we'll talk about it in a minute, like some sort of talent, gift, skill, or ability that you're a natural. If you're a natural at something, then you don't think that you're that great when you actually are. So some of you, I feel like you need to look at the skills that you have, or you need to look at certain skills that really do make you excellent, that really do make you great. And I feel you need to get started on those skills with the Sun card, because that could be the thing that gets you a lot of attention. There's a lot of happiness coming in for you. And you have the Six of Cups, which is happiness, but also could be a soulmate coming in for you. I do feel this could be a soulmate if you want love, but I also feel that this could be a turnaround. The Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe, and the gift we usually receive is just a turnaround in the energy, or kind of like obstacles moving out of our way. You have the Star card. The Star is like wish fulfillment, but it's also like hope, faith, and renewal. So there could be something coming in for you that's giving you hope at this time. But I need more details on what this is. Again, of course, fame and fortune. We already talked about this, that there could be fame and fortune coming in for you as well. Maybe not literally being famous, as I always say, but now if you want to raise, now's the time to get attention. If you want love, now is the time to get attention, right? With the Sun, you have the Five of Cups. I really feel you need to let go of those past disappointments. I know right away that's what's holding you back here, and I say that with confidence because of that Four of Cups. So what I feel like you need to do is like stop focusing on past failures, or stop focusing on the things that disappointed you in the past, and I feel you need to start moving forward to the future here. I do have like a side message here, by the way, and with the Six of Cups, you have the Tower. What I was gonna say is I have the side message that for some of you, I do feel that there could be a person who has regrets from the past, and I would be careful of that person because Tower, obviously, but even before you had the Tower, I was feeling something about someone who has regrets, but they might be trying to interrupt your happiness. I also feel that you do need to allow Tower moments. Again, to me, the Tower is actually a good thing. The Tower has to fall. The Tower is something that it needs to collapse. The people inside the Tower have been ignoring reality for too long. So, but I really feel this is like your old life that you are having to let go of so that you can step into this new life. It's funny that there's a Tower on that not the right time card. I actually feel you could have a person who's trying to come in and be like, oh, it wasn't the right time and everything like that, which to me, that's like something, again, there are just certain things that I feel like basically 12-year-olds say to each other when they break up, right? And like, oh, it wasn't the right time for us is one of them. That's basically like, oh, I wanted to go be a player. Now that I'm serious, I want to come back to you, right? So no, is what I would say here. I feel like this person's going to cause a Tower moment, so I would avoid it at all costs if you have a person who's like that, or who said it just wasn't the right time for us, or whatever. It's like I should write a book with just a list of all the things that people say, right? You're too good for me, all that stuff, all stuff 12-year-olds say. Just think of your 12-year-old self and say, what did my dumbass 12-year-old self say to my 12-year-old boyfriend, girlfriend, all those things, right? With the Star, you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's time for an adventure, is what I'd say to you. It's time for you to be happy. That's what this reading wants. Sun and the Star with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, he charges towards things that he wants. And sorry, I dropped the Magician here on the floor. But we're going to put him back in the deck and see if he comes back out. But, I feel with the Knight of Wands, it's like saying it's time for you to go on some sort of adventure, to something that you want to do, something that you're afraid to do. Maybe you're not afraid, but, you're fearing exposure or whatever, we kind of talked about. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the seahorse. It says watch and wait. You have this wasp, and it says sometimes life stings. Again, this is going to be in the area of the good stuff. So no matter what shows up here, it's going to be good no matter what. So I feel like the wasp is saying, there could be a person coming back, and maybe normally it would sting, but I feel like it doesn't. And I kind of feel that is your sign from the universe that you have healed past a situation for some of you. For others, I feel like you're getting some form of guidance here. With that wasp, which is weird. It's almost like you're being, but I feel like, I know that wasps don't really have honey necessarily, but I feel like you're being guided to some honey here is kind of what's popping into my head. But let's see how it's coming in. You have the 4 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. These two, in the area of the good stuff would say that maybe you're letting go of things that used to hold you back, or you're done healing, which I kind of got with that wasp card, is that something usually would sting. Like if an ex would come back, for example, maybe it would hurt you or, upset you or whatever. And same thing with like work or business. If something didn't work out, maybe it really hurt. But now it's like you're in a different place, and I feel like it's not hurting anymore. I also feel there could be a blessing coming in for you. There's a person right here who's blessing another person right here. So I feel that you've been hoping and praying for a blessing. So you could be getting some blessings that you've been hoping and praying for. With the 4 of Pentacles, you have this card of freedom. Not freedom. Although I do feel like there is a lot of freedom coming in for you here. I feel what I was gonna say is I feel like you need to set yourself free. He's holding on to something too tightly from the past, and he kind of needs to let it go. But at the same time, it's coming up in the good stuff. So I do feel you're probably letting it go. You have the 9 of Pentacles, all about skills. She has these grapes behind her, and grapes in the tarot, they are meant to represent something that's very difficult to grow. To grow grapes well in the real world, not just tarot, right? Grapes require special conditions. They require, to grow well, we're talking about here. And there's a whole science behind it. So she is very, very skilled at what she does. This literally says you have a skill that is going to be very profitable, or is profitable for you, but you need to display that skill. Sun and the star, they're good cards, don't get me wrong, but you have to display the skill. Hermit, something you need to show something to the world. I even think some of you could be sitting there, watching people do things that you do, and you might be saying, I can do it better, but if you don't actually do it, then you can't do it better. It's like, trust me, I get comments all the time on this channel that are people are like, you're a dumbass, you don't know what tarot is, and all this other stuff, but they don't have a channel. I'm always like, well, show me, teach me then. Show me how it's done if you're actually better than I am, right? And I kind of get that energy here. That's why I'm saying it, Gemini. It's like you could have people and you're like watching them and you're saying like, oh, I'm better than this person. You probably are based off this reading, but you have to actually display the skill. So don't be afraid to start that YouTube channel, start that business, start that whatever. With the 4 of Swords, you have the 6 of Wands, success. Could be love as well. Again, as you could be saying, I could love this person better. Maybe you see a person that you're interested in, and go for it. I feel like this is saying there will be a victory. With the 4 of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. Hierophant is about, in this area of the reading, I would say he's about bringing something to earth. The Hierophant is a bridge between the heavens and the earth. He communicates with both sides. You even have the High Priestess over here. These two are divine counterparts. So there could be a divine counterpart coming in for you in love, like a very spiritual connection. And I feel like it could be a very, a manifested connection as well. But I feel like something needs to be displayed in the world. That's really what this reading is saying. It's saying that something needs to be made real. Something needs to be materialized, right? And I feel like you need to add dimension and kind of you need to add all the furniture. Let's put it that way. It's like you have the foundation with the tower. Even the tower, when it falls, only gets reduced to the foundation. But I feel like you need to add everything else. It's like something is just it's just like a skeleton right now. And I feel like you need to add everything onto it with the Hierophant card. You can do this in your imagination, right? Plain and simple. With the 9 of Pentacles, you have the 2 of Swords. Again, 2 of Swords is your answer to the reading, to go to the new island, to cross choppy waters, to take the risk. Very, very simple reading. Love it. I love simple readings. To me, it says you don't have much to do, which is a good thing, right? So let's see here. We're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this handshake. It says a meeting with a stranger could be important. Yes, could be love. You could be meeting a stranger, and that is the person you fall in love with, so get out there in public. You have this rabbit. It says too much concern with sexual matters. Past person. Again, this person is 12 years old. I'm telling you right now, your past person is stuck at 12. Maybe they have trauma from when they were younger. It's like people who have trauma, they get stuck at younger ages. At least I believe that. So, again, it could be one of those situations. I would be careful of that person. You have this desk card. It says pay attention to your work. Yes, I would. Again, maybe it would be a good time for you to not even focus on love, right? I think the best way to attract love is to not focus on it. When you're focusing on everything else, that's usually when it shows up, right? You have this hand card. It says, in need of help, assistance, or guidance. Yes, don't be afraid to ask for help either. You have the 3 of Pentacles, right? Didn't you have the 3 of Pentacles here? Oh, yeah, right here with the High Priestess. So don't be afraid to ask for help or guidance from people in your life. You have this fire. It says strong emotion, passionate love or hate. I feel like you need to direct your passions towards something. The sun. The sun is something that is trying to capture your attention. Again, the sun is very good, but I don't really look at tarot as good or bad. To me, tarot says, hey, go do this, right? It's like loose. I think it's loose guidance at best. I love tarot, don't get me wrong. But to me, it's like saying, hey, go do these things. Or really, it just says, hey, these opportunities exist. Whether you align with those opportunities or not is up to you. But the sun is a card of happiness, but the sun shines a light on something. It is bringing into your awareness things that would make you happy or things that you're good at. So, the more passion you can put behind those things, the more successful you will be. Really good reading. I love this. I love where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.